Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to share a recipe with you guys today. It's actually really easy. It just involves cutting up a bunch of things and putting them all together. And at the end of the video, I'll show you guys 3 different ways that I use it. I did want to let you guys know that I am back on the blue plan. I had switched to the purple plan for about a month, and I really enjoyed the purple plan. I would do it again. I just felt like with being home so much right now that the blue plan gives me a little bit more points for like snacking and things. And so that's why I switched back. I didn't have a problem with the purple plan, but I'm back to blue. And the time on the purple plan kind of gave me some great ideas for other foods to incorporate, adding potatoes and rice and things like that back into my diet that I had kind of strayed away from previously. I'm going to go ahead and get into the recipe now. It's a salsa with black beans and corn, and it's delicious. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Like I said, this recipe is mostly just putting a bunch of ingredients together and cutting them all up. So I went ahead and got all my ingredients out and got them on the counter ready to go. And then I went ahead and started cutting up the things that needed to be cut up. So I started with the onion. I wish I had like an exact measurement for this. I kind of just used what I had and eyeballed and everything, but for this onion it was so big I just went ahead and only used half of it, and I tried to cut it up pretty thin in small pieces, just so that you weren't biting like a big giant piece of onion. So I went ahead and cut up that onion, and then I added it to a really big bowl. It makes a lot of salsa this way, and so you want to have a really big bowl to put it in so that you can mix everything together. I went ahead and moved on to the cilantro. If anybody has any tips for how to cut up cilantro, I don't understand how people get it like off the stem and stuff, but I just did it very roughly, and it still tasted great. So if you guys have any tips about that, please make sure you put them in the comments below. I did not have any large tomatoes. I only had these small tomatoes, and I didn't have very many of them. I didn't even have a whole container of them. So I think it would be a little bit juicier if you have more tomatoes, so I would say probably add more tomatoes than what I did. After the tomatoes, I moved on to the jalapenos. I used 4 jalapenos. I was worried it would be a little bit too spicy, but it actually was not very spicy at all. So 4 was a good amount. I think this took me the longest, just trying to get it cut up pretty small. So I just would cut them in half, get all the seeds out, rinse it off, and get all, the extra seeds, and then cut them up really finely. And it just kind of took a while, but it actually made it delicious though, and it wasn't too spicy. Once I finished with the jalapenos, I went ahead and drained and rinsed my corn and my beans and added those into the salsa mixture. I also cut up the limes and squeezed those in there. I forgot to video that though. So you'll see I'm mixing it all together, and it turns into the most delicious salsa. I wanted to go ahead and show you guys how I've been using the salsa. There's so many ways you could use it though. I mean, you could add it to a salad. It would be delicious. You could add it over like some rice with some chicken, but I went with some pretty basic, just chips and salsa, and then I did a shrimp taco with the salsa on top, and then you'll see I had some nachos that I made with the ole wraps, just putting them in the air fryer and toasting them up and making nachos that way. So this gives you 3 like pretty low point options to use the salsa for, but there's so many other ways that you could use it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.